All right, we are back with the Daredevil by Zdarsky, not Omnibus, oversized hardcover, Volume 3, To Heaven Through Hell. This comprises Daredevil numbers 21 through 30 and annual number 1 in a nice little hardcover. I've gotten all 3 of them so far. Really love the look of this. The way they do these with the beautiful art on the inside, the dust jacket, it makes me very happy. Love the Daredevil colored theming. Nice construction of these books, and that's why I started getting them. I like them a little better than omnibuses because they are still oversized art, but it's like a manageable weight to hold, which is much better a lot of the time than the omnibuses and all that. So cool stuff. Now, this starts out with Daredevil after a big battle from before, and there's a cop he's been dealing with. The Kingpin is mayor of the city at this juncture. And Daredevil is wanted for murder because he accidentally killed someone in the process of superheroing. Now, I find this kind of, as a plot, kind of like a silly plot because, this happens to superheroes and them fretting about it and him wanting to, get justice on himself doesn't really make a lot of sense and of course all the other characters tell him he doesn't make sense, and that kind of mitigates it a little bit. But as a plot device, I don't love it that much. But art's pretty good in this, I should say. Pretty standard fare. Nothing really stood out. I'm fine with it, through here. And that's where we are. So at some point, Matt Murdock, as Daredevil, does go to jail. And then they allow him to leave his mask on. Again, it kind of doesn't make sense. But here's what I'll say about this, because I'm actually in the annual issue right now. Now, another thing happened that Mike Murdock, who was an alter ego of him, from the 60s, which is kind of a ridiculous concept by itself. I guess all of it's kind of ridiculous if you think about it, so whatever. Ends up becoming like a real person in the annual. And so he then is a part of this storyline. You need a little backstory going into Charles Soule's run and then the post afterwards for that also. Some of the faces aren't the best, and it's kind of some stiff stuff. Art-wise, but mostly okay. I like the layouts. Zdarsky's pacing is fast and all that. I've been kind of critical so far, but I actually really enjoyed this, so I don't know why I'm sounding like I'm really critical. I'm just pointing out the nitpicks. Brought back Mark Waid's Kristen McDuffie, who was his girlfriend in that run. Really appreciate the nod back to that because they really erased pretty much everything of that. Now she's back. She's actually representing Daredevil in his court case for murder and all that, and they rehash some of what happened with that. And superheroes kind of concern troll him. Wilson Fisk kind of hitches up with Typhoid Mary, and Daredevil ends up going to jail. Now, when he goes to jail, Elektra shows up, and she ends up taking on the mantle of Daredevil while he is sitting there in jail. Now, it gets mired in crossover hell. Now, this is like Venom or whatever the hell is going on with Venom. I think there's some... I don't know what was happening with the event, but all these Venom symbiotes take over everything, and that deals with Matt Murdock in jail. It's actually really well integrated into this. I got to give him props for not making it too annoying, but it did slow down the deal. And so we have Elektra training some girl who lost her mother in that event. We have Daredevil living his life in prison, which harkens back to the Brubaker run. It's kind of a mirror of that. And Zdarsky does those mirrors of old storylines pretty well, which is enjoyable. And the Kingpin, at the end of it, declares that he wants Daredevil dead, and Matt Murdock gets beat to a bloody pulp in the prison yard, and Elektra's out being Daredevil still, and then cleaning up Hell's Kitchen on her own. Of course, Matt Murdock's not killed at the end of it, and it kind of just ends in this volume. Bullseye is going to return again. So, I'm nitpicking a lot of it. Like I said, it's the art's okay. It's standard current fare at this point. It's nothing special, but it works with the story. Story-wise, there's a lot of rehashing what went before. It's still interesting. I still find the characters pretty interesting. Despite a lot of the plot points not making sense to some degree, it's still kind of a fun scenario. And I guess the fun's all I can ask for out of this, right? It's Daredevil, so it's kind of ridiculous to begin with. So there's good and bad, and it's enjoyable. And the one thing I got to say about like this format and the way that I'm reading it, Zdarsky has 6 more issues left, so I don't know if they're going to do a volume 4 of these hardcovers with 6 issues. It doesn't quite make sense. We'll see what happens with that, or if I'm going to have to rebuy everything as an omnibus, or then just get a softcover, regular size for the rest. It's minor irritation on that level too. They could have made everything like 12 issues in each one of these and put them in 3. Really wouldn't have changed too much, I don't think. It's a little bothersome on that level, but it's okay. Overall, like I said, despite the fact that I'm kind of being negative this entire time, I had fun with it, and it was super fast paced. The pacing was fun, and I liked a lot of the callbacks. I liked Elektra's portions. I liked Kristen McDuffie showing up. I liked all the cast of characters. I really wish that like it wouldn't be Daredevil versus the Kingpin in every single Daredevil storyline. That kind of just getting irksome at this point. Just find something new to do. It's really over and over and over again. Every run is Daredevil, building up against the Kingpin and then winning, and then the Kingpin falls down, and then it happens again. And that's getting tiresome. It really is. Have a new villain. But that's it. Overall, still like an 8 out of 10, despite my complaining. And isn't that interesting? And that's what matters at the end of the day, is the fun. And the fun factor. All right, leave a comment down below. Hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this, and we'll be back soon.